Alright guys, this week I'm going to go through a review of my trades. I know I haven't done a video in a little while since I think it's been about 9 days or so since I've done an actual video, but I want to take some time, go through the trades I did over the week. Overall, it's been a green week. I was actually down to about $950 on my paper trading account at one point, and I'm back above 1,000, so we're good. We're starting to trend back in the right direction. We had a big drawdown over the last few weeks. And overall, you're going to have those things. You're going to have this drawdown, and that stuff's going to happen as you trade. And the important thing is, can you recover from that drawdown? At least this is what my mentor says to me. It's not the fact that you can make a good trade all the time, it's that you'll have a drawdown where you'll lose a bit of money. In my case, it's probably about $300 because I was at $1,250 in my trading account, so $1,250. I drew it down to $950, which is a $300 lost $300 in my paper trading account. And now I'm at that point where I'm starting to rebound. I'm starting to build that back up, get my cushion back in place. I've been saying this for a while. I'm pretty much a break-even trader right now as a beginner, and that's what the whole point of these videos is just documenting my process as I learn to day trade. And overall, it's been tough. I didn't put a video. I'll put a link to that video, but trading is tough, and I've had some tough days. And I feel like that as a trader, one of the things that's going to happen if you do go down this path and start to learn this stuff, you're going to find a mentor and all that stuff, and you're going to follow their strategy. But you're going to find a time where, well, all I do is take a trade and all I do is lose money, and that's all I ever seem to do. And this is tough. This is just hard to do. And I'll be honest, it is tough, and it's going to be a while till you start to figure these things out. And I'm fully committed to spend a year or longer in my paper trading account learning this stuff, figuring it out, getting better at it until I start to put real money on the line. And there's some specific things I need to do before I actually do put real money on the line. I need to get my numbers up, and I'm going to go through all my numbers for the last week. But you need to spend that time looking at, building up your metrics, getting that data built up, taking trades, analyzing things, having a trade journal, doing all those things, and figuring out, like, am I getting enough cents per share? When I take a trade, I get, let's say, guaranteed, I'm always doing 10 cents a share on all my trades. I'm getting a good trade win percentage. I'm getting a good daily win percentage. My accuracy is just right on, and I'm doing very well when it comes to trading. So I can then move to an actual cash account with actual real money and start to make trades and know that I can start to build up this thing and start doing good and not blow up an account right away. Because the last thing I want to do is throw $1,000 into an account and just lose it. You don't want to do that. I don't recommend doing that. So start in a paper trading account, follow a mentor. I don't recommend me because I'm a break-even trader. I actually will say that straight out to you. Do not follow me as a mentor. I'm not a mentor. I'm learning how to day trade here, and that I'm documenting that here on my channel just to do that, to learn that. So I say that with just the thought that, the first week of this month has been tough, but I'm starting to rebound. I'm starting to come back, and I'm going to go through all those. But first thing I want to do is just share a trade, something that happened on Friday, that when I pulled up the scans on Friday morning before I started trading at about 6:45, I was like, holy cow, I can't believe this. This was an amazing chart. I just wanted to share this. So this chart right here, TNON, this stock was actually pretty big on Thursday. I think I took a trade on it. I did good with it, I think. But Friday morning, this stock came up 4 a.m. It was trading at about 362 an average shares per share. And then literally at 4 a.m., volume came in, and this thing shot all the way up to $126.32 in about 3 to 4 minutes. Literally 3 to 4 minutes, this thing was up $100 and some. And I can't begin to tell you, if you just had 100 shares of this stock, what that could have done to your P&L. I mean, if you had 1,000 shares of it, you were talking over $120,000 possibly in 100 shares. So that's always things like, as traders like me who are learning to day trade, see these kind of things and just get really excited. Not like this happens all the time, but it's just really neat to see that it is possible to have these huge upswings in the market like this. I mean, this thing went up thousands of percentage, 3 or 4,000% in like literally minutes. Doesn't happen often, but it's just really amazing to see that something like this could actually happen. My guess was anybody that was holding this position as a short probably helped push this move up, because as soon as it started pushing up like that, the shorts had to cover, and probably, and obviously they have to buy back the shares to do that. So that they were helping push that momentum up. And, this is why you have the huge upswing in the market as a result of that. So pretty cool to see, pretty awesome. I think this is one for the record books, honestly, because I've never seen this before. I've never seen this happen before. It'll probably happen again someday on another stock, but man, this is amazing. So definitely want to check that out. So let's go back to what I went through for the whole week. Let's look at some of the trades I took overall for the week. So my trading journal here, obviously so far the beginning of the month here, right after Labor Day, I took a bunch of trades, 9 trades on the 3rd, and I came out with a 60-cent win. Nothing to write home about. I think that's why why I wasn't putting out daily videos. I should put daily videos out, but why talk about 60 cents for a win? No one's going to find that interesting, I feel like. Unless you think it is. If you think it's going to be interesting to me to have a video talking about a 60-cent win, I don't think it is. I don't think it's that great. I mean, I traded several stocks that day, from AUDD, BOF, CNFR, and 60-cent win. It's nothing to write home about. I probably don't even really make that when you factor in the ECN fees and stuff like that on Webull. I'm not really making any money, so because it probably was a red day overall, but green overall in just that. But after you take the fees out, probably not. Okay, the 4th, $48 loss again. And then on the 5th, $50 loss. So 2 days right in a row, almost, max loss on the first day, max loss definitely on the second day. And then on the 6th, again, these were all pre-market trades, 100 share buy-ins and $7.50 winner. Again, probably 50-50 on the daily, these couple of days, that was less than 50-50. This was less than 50-50 on my trade win percentage. This day definitely only had one green trade on the 5th. I should have just said heck with it after I got to $11 in losses, but I, gained back that 11, so that marked that one off. But then I proceeded to just, mess it up again from there. So not very good. The 6th, a $7.50 winner, just not building a lot of confidence when you get days like this. So the 9th, I did again more trades and a max loss day again. So there we go, 3 max loss days in the month already, and just not very big winners to write home about. So not very good. So this doesn't build up confidence on my level at all. So at that point, I was like, okay, we've had 3 max loss days. Our trades really aren't really amounting to much. So what I decided to do is, look, we need to go back to, I was thinking to myself, like, at this point, I was thinking, if I would just take more trades, the losing trades, I have more losing trades, they'll average out to less of a price, and my winning trades will be better overall. But when your winning trades aren't any better, they're not, pushing that 10, 12, 10, 15, 20 cents per share mark, and your losers are definitely hitting those numbers, like $37 there and $10 there and $19 there and $31 there and $25 there, $14 there. All of a sudden you're averaging out at, yes, you have more losing trades, but your average is still as much as your winners, and your only average, your win-loss ratio is still less than a 1-to-1 profit ratio, meaning if I'm running at a 1-to-2 profit ratio, meaning my winners are only half as big as my losers, it's not a good thing. That means you have to be right about 66% of the time to actually be a winning trader, at least by the numbers, So that means I'm not on the right track here. Taking more trades, and that's a theme I'm finding out so far this month. So let's just finish out the month here real quick, and I'll finish my analogy what I'm going into. So I took one trade on the 10th, and look at that, 50 shares, which I intended to buy 100, but I bought 50 because I had set my button to 50. It would have been a $35 winner. Okay, whatever. But averages out to, when you divide it out, it's still a 35% share winner. That was a great win. That was what I wanted to see. That's what I've been wanting to see. And I just took one trade and I said, good enough. I took that trade right at about, I don't know, a little after 7 o'clock. Usually 7 o'clock is where I trade at in the morning, between 7 and 8 in the morning, and I go to work after that. So, and it worked good. It worked really good. I don't even look at Webull after that. I might look at some other things and look at stock charts, but I will not take another trade because I just want to leave it alone. So then on the 11th, guess what? Took a whole bunch of trades again, and guess what? $3.53, small winner. But then we go to the 12th and look, $30 winner right there. 30 cents per share, one trade. That's all I took, was one trade right there. TNON. That's where I took that trade on Thursday. But then look, Friday took multiple trades, and guess what? Only a $5 winner. Small wins. So here's the thing. And if you haven't figured this out yet, any day I take multiple trades, it's either a small winner or max loss. And what I'm coming to find out is, as a beginner trader, you would think that, well, I need to get experience. I need to get experience, and I need to go take a bunch of trades, and I need to go do all this stuff so I can learn. But what I'm learning is, it's not about taking a lot of trades. It's about taking one solid trade on one solid setup and following the rules in my plan, following my trading strategy, and just executing on that one quality trade, a micro pullback, and then getting that trade and shutting it down right there. Because I'm finding that one trade is way more valuable than taking all these losses. Even if I would have just, like on these red days, I would have just taken the $8 loss, or I'd taken a $7 loss, I wouldn't have had max loss for the day. I would have saved how much more money? I wouldn't be down as much as I am. I lost $100, $150 in 3 days here. So I would have been much further off just taking the $8 loss, moving on with my day and saying, you know what, I'll trade tomorrow and I'm going to execute. I'll look at it and I'll execute tomorrow, because I would have much more. I would not lost as much, and I would have done much better. So as you can see, the days where I traded more, I either a small winner or max loss, just like these days. Took more trades, 750, which was fine, but I would have just taken the $11.50. I would have been fine on that day. I would have taken a $7. I would have taken only an $8 loss that day. And yes, the trade win percentage, daily win percentage would be less, but I would be okay because I'm not losing that much money. I'd probably had to be at a profit. My profit to loss ratio would probably be closer to 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 at this point. So what I'm finding is one trade a day is way better. Like the first trade is not usually only a small loss at worst. If only a 50-cent win, fine. But I would do better that way than if I would focus on that key quality A+ setup, then rather than taking multiple trades at any one time. So if anything you take out of this video that I'm talking about today, and if you're somebody who's struggling with this same problem, do exactly that. Focus on that one quality trade and do that. Now, if you're having a problem figuring out what that strategy is, then you have a different problem. But you know, if you don't have a risk management plan, you're like, Chris, I don't have a strategy, I don't have a risk management plan, I don't have none of that stuff. Okay, then we got a different problem. You don't have those things. You need to get those in place first. You need to get those there. You need to have the strategy. You need to know when you see the setup that is your setup and you execute on that, then you need to have that stuff in place first. So if you don't have that, you know, obviously I've been talking about my strategy for a while. Go back and listen to my earlier videos. You can see those, what I was talking about. I trade in micro pullback, and I talk about my trading plan. I have a video that covers my entire trading plan, what I do. I have those in place. But if you do not, you don't want to be trading. You want to have those in place first. You want to get those things figured out. So I recommend checking out my mentor. I'll put a link to him, and I'll talk about I'll put some links to some videos about my trading plan and all that stuff together. That way you have available to you this trading plan, and you have a risk management plan, and you understand the trade where you need to get in, where you need to get it, and then getting a mentor. Now I want to talk about my mentor a little bit. If you don't know, my mentor is Ross Cameron, and he's a pretty popular YouTuber. I didn't pick him just because, he was the best person out there. I found him by accident, honestly, and I was looking around a lot of different people about trading online, and what I didn't like about most of those people was that, yeah, they'd show, okay, here's a trade I took, but they would never give you the how. They'd tell you the what, but they wouldn't give you the how they did it, their strategy, what they were doing. They wouldn't go very in depth, and I didn't like that about a lot of traders. But what I love about Ross is that he's just a down-to-earth guy like me. I don't like guys who show off Lamborghinis and big houses. I don't care about all that stuff. What I care about is, how do you do this? What do you do? Are you just a normal, you're a normal guy like me. You got a family, you got a house. I'm in my mid 40s. He's probably in his mid 40s, or no, he's a little younger than me. I think he's like not quite 40 yet, but he's a normal guy like me. Great guy. I like his sense of humor. I like who he is. He's kind of like me. I want to know how to do these things. Don't give me the runaround. Don't beat around the bush with me. Just tell me how to do it. And he does that on his YouTube channel. And he actually has some courses and stuff. Really, they're not cheap courses, but he charges what they're worth. I will say that. They're really good courses. I'm actually in his free trial at this very moment. I'm about halfway through it at this point. And I'm not trying to tell you to go do that and all that stuff, because I'm not affiliated with it or anything like that. I'm not affiliated with his program. I think it's great. I think you should definitely go check out his YouTube channel at the very minimum. And if you want to go the step further, check out his free trial for $19. Right now it's $19. I don't know what it'll be in the future now. I'm not affiliated with him. I'm not affiliated. I don't make any money by telling you this or anything, but I will tell you, go check out him. He's a great mentor. He's who I follow. I don't follow multiple people online or anything. I follow one person. I recommend that you do follow one person and you follow there. So whoever you like you don't have to follow Ross, obviously. You can follow whoever you want. But I say all this because you have to have that strategy first to be able to do what I'm doing. And I did all of that prep work. I think I spent 3 weeks in the month of March this year just learning the basics, learning how to understand some, like the candlestick charts, the technical and the fundamental analysis stuff. I did all that first, and then I jumped on Webull. And the reason I use Webull because it's cheap. It's not completely free. I think I got to pay $3 a month for level 2 data, so which is fine. I'll pay $3 a month for level 2 data. I can't afford Ross's program to pay his fee for his tools and stuff. I would love to do that. I'm actually using them right now because I'm on his trial. So if you want to check out what he does and check out his tools, you can check out his is called Day Trade Dash. I definitely recommend checking it out though, because his stuff is really specifically made for traders, but I can't afford what it costs on the monthly basis right now. I just can't afford that. So I have to do the next best thing. Someday I would love to be able to afford that. But what I will say is that you need to have that mentor, get that strategy in place, and then focus on just doing that one trade per week. Do that one trade, not per week, per day. Focus on that one trade. Focus on the strategy. Focus on following your rules and just getting out. Now, the one thing I will say, when you look at it, when I hit max loss, I was like, I'm done. I followed my strategy. I lost my $50 because I think that's what my rule is. I want to do $100 a day. That's my goal, but I want to do no more than a $50 loss. So I obviously was following my rules when I got out at $50. That one was just slightly over. I probably should have cut out before that and not even taken this trade. I should have said, you know what? I'm up enough. I'm down enough. I should just get out. I shouldn't have done it. There was one day pass, but it's pretty close. It's not like a big deal or nothing. But when I got the max loss, though, I followed the rules. I got out. I knew when I hit a certain point, that was where I need to stop. And that's why you need those rules. And the people who fail at trading, you know, they say 90% of people fail at day trading. It's because they don't have a strategy, and it's because they don't follow their rules. When they don't do those two things, that's why this happens. So you need to have those in place. I have those in place. I know what my strategy is. I follow my strategy. And obviously I'm not at the spot where I want to be at, but we're getting there. So a couple of things I want to finish up here with. First off, you know, trade win percentage is over 40% right now. I'm at 42.55%. That is great. Typically, I've been trending at about 36%. So I'm up about 6%, you know, on my trade win percentage, which is good. If next week can be a really good week for me, I think I can get out to a positive P&L for the month, and I can start to push this towards 50. I think if I had to have 5 green days next week, I'd be pushing more towards like 48% and digging myself out of this hole a little bit. And, you know, it feels like what I'm doing is just digging myself out of a hole, but when I look at my weekly though, here's something to look at though. Yeah, 33% for last week's trades, 55% for this week. So a much better improvement. I'm looking at 50%, at least a 50% trade win ratio. Now, when we look at my daily win ratio, yeah, I'm trading at about 2/3 of my days are green days. So yeah, not huge green days, obviously, but if I would have taken just one trade, I'd probably have a lot less of it. You know, this number would be a lot less. We look at my trade, my profit loss ratios though. We're trading close to a 1-to-2 based on this. So I have to have a higher win percentage. Hopefully I can get that back to a 1-to-1 ratio by the end of the month. That's kind of what I'm looking at. If I could get it to a 2-to-1 and have some better winning trades, focusing on higher quality setups and just really taking the, bigger trades, I think that could be it. Now, one other thing I want to talk about before I finish this video is where I buy in at. Now, honestly, like the other day, when TNON, when I showed you that trade just a little bit ago, if I could have been on that trade, that would have been huge, but I wasn't up at 4 o'clock. I get up at 6:30 in the morning. I trade at 7 every morning. That's what I typically do. And you couldn't have predicted that TNON was going to do that, go up to $126 from $3.26. There is just no way that you could possibly know that that was actually going to happen. But here's the thing. If I know that I can take a trade between $1 and $3, and I think that's where I want to focus on, is getting a trade between $1 and $3. I could take a trade at close to 1,000 shares, 1,000 to 300 shares, somewhere in that range, and I could take bigger shares and build my account up, get my profit up, my profit ratio up a lot faster by doing that and not focusing. Now, TNON, the problem with it was when I looked at it on Friday morning, the spread was just way too high. I think it was like 50 to 60 cent spreads. It was just way too risky for me to be in it, because if I had to buy in and sell on the bid, I mean, I'm going to lose 50 cents a share. And that's, for a person in my position, I realized that risk. You know, I seen my mentor taking those trades. I was like, that's great. He can take that. I don't want to risk it. It's too much risk for me on my trading account, because I know I could be down $500 really quick if I go down 50 cents a share on something like that. So that's a huge risk. When you're only trading $1,000, I need to focus on trades where my spreads are maybe 10 cents max. I think that's really where I draw the line at. It's about 10 cents max. I like it even tighter than that, maybe 2-3 cents, a penny. If I can do that with 1,000, and it gives me a lot more chances to build up the account, to grow the account, and not have these huge risks like with TNON. You know, I can remember I took a trade on GameStop back when it was popular back a few months ago, and everybody was trading it, and I took a 50-cent share trade, and I was down. I think it dropped like 50, 60 cents, and I was down like a lot. I think $300-400 real quick on it, because I have to go back and look at that. I don't know if I got that one in here, if I wrote that one down. I know it was like June or something if I wrote that one down. Did I take one on GME, GameStop? Oh, man. I remember taking that trade. Maybe it was July. I don't think we were doing GameStop in July. Maybe May, if I had that in there. Where did I have any big losers? No, maybe I didn't write that one down. I don't know. But I know I took one on one, and I mean, and I didn't realize at that time to really pay attention to that spread on there. Like, it was huge. And if it's just too volatile and that spread's like 50, 60 cents, I can't take that trade. I can't take that kind of risk, because I know if it drops and then I have to sell on the bid on top of that, I mean, you could be down $1 a share real quick. So you just learn those things when you trade every day. I've been doing this since March and taking trades. So, that's just the risk that you take when you do this stuff. So, all right. So to wrap up this video, if you'd like to follow along as I learn to day trade, you can go check out my YouTube channel. I got a lot of great videos on there. I think I'm up to 29 videos. So this will be the 30th video to that channel. Started all the way back in the beginning of June of 2024. So it's September now. So I've been running this now for 3.5 months, and I just love to share what I'm doing. I've seen views, haven't seen a lot of subscribers adding lately, but maybe you'll be the first, another person to add on to this and become this part of this group, this small group I got here. Right here on this channel, and we can comment. I love to, so if you do subscribe and you do watch the videos and you comment, I'm usually watching comments, so I do respond to all the comments on this YouTube channel. So if you'd like to get into conversations about trading and stuff like that, as long as you're not like a scammer or something. If you're a scammer, I don't even want you here. So if you're trying to scam me or something like that, I've had a few of those lately, and so just I want to avoid that at all costs. But overall, so if you'd like to follow along, definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications. I want to put out videos regularly, but if it's not really a big trade like 60-cent winner, I don't think anybody's going to find that interesting. So I'll just say this, follow me, check it out. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. So look forward to having you part of the channel and checking out the videos and being part of this community. So see you in the next video. Thanks for following. So